There once was a knight by the name of Swaggy McBiggles. This is not a story. This is Bart. Steve. Steve, just by mere chance, was actually good at weaponry. The guy's ass kicked a lot and died constantly. So, yeah. Steve was a swordsman. He wanted to follow in the footsteps of his big brother, but he tried. They heard that Slam Bill went missing, so they went to go settle the score. See what I mean? Always getting knocked around. Steve had no qualities whatsoever. Steve ran away from every challenge he came across because Steve is a coward. See, he runs away. Damn it. Fuck. I wanted to do a live stream, but the fucking thing is messed up. However, Steve met the Emerald Herald, and Steve was actually glad they met. Steve fell in love, but he never could work up the courage because he was a little bitch. He's a little pansy. Hear me, Steve? You're a pansy with your eyes too close together. Your stupid expression on your face. I'm not going to talk to you, Steve. Like you ain't guilty of anything. But Steve was determined to do what his bird couldn't do. Steve had. That's the one thing that kept Steve different from everyone else. His determination. His kindness. His dumb, too close together eyes. Steve's eyes are very close together. They were very, extremely close together. And it just made him look like a complete failure. Steve always won by chance. There are 5 tries to actually do that. hopes and dreams of becoming a ballerina. Steve usually had a short sword. Can't say short sword correctly. Steve always had a short sword to use. But when it came to the bosses, it was his scimitar. It was his favorite of all. Steve ran like a wimp and jumped like a dummy. Well, he ran like a wimp and jumped like a dummy. Steve always hid from the enemies. But they always found him. Because they made stupid noises. He made that noise on his own because he's an idiot. Steve always believed he could be like his brother. So he took a test. If he can kill the last giant, he was like his guard. Surprisingly, he did. It was time for Steve to fight the Dragon Rider. It was Steve's chance to prove that he fucked up. Steve is an idiot. Steve always came back for some reason and tried and tried. Sadly, he failed once. But he wouldn't give up the fact that his brother wanted him to be the best. So Steve continuously fought and fought and fought. Steve kept trying and trying, and then one day he just gave up. Steve fucked up! I have no respect for Steve at this point. All my respect for Steve went down the drain. At that point, Steve heard that, and Steve got mad. He decided to do the next thing. He ran past every old night. just ran past them because I said that he can't do anything right. And he decided to take the ultimate challenge. Steve knew that this would be his most deadliest attempt yet. That Steve would face the old Dragon Slayer. Steve ran all the way up to the cathedral. An old knight followed him, trying to stop him, but Steve wouldn't let him get near him. Steve went to the cathedral and met the old Dragon Slayer. Steve actually got kind of screwed up there. But Steve fought back bravely. Steve had determination. But Steve realized that this isn't Undertale, it's Dark Souls. Steve is not gonna do anything. Steve has already messed up so many times. Steve just realized that he's not gonna win. Steve tried his best continuously to actually get good at his to try and get good, to prove that he can follow his brother. They can follow Thor's footsteps into being the best fighter ever. But he kept dying, and he didn't have many effigies. And his weapons weren't very good. He should have picked to be his knight like his brother. Steve sucked at it. Steve was the worst there ever was. I just realized that the more I talk how bad Steve is, he gets better. Look at his face though. Who would love this face? His eyes are too far apart. Steve tried to fight the great sword old knight, but he failed miserably. Steve kept trying and trying. He wouldn't give up. He knew his brother counted on him to take down the sentinels that killed him and to destroy the pursuer. So Steve tried and tried and tried and tried. Steve wanted to be better, be like his brother, and he realized he should wear stronger armor. So Steve decided to get some strong armor. And face off against his adversary again. Steve had guts filled with determination, eager to defeat everyone in his way. Steve encountered many knights, realizing that he can and will defeat them. Steve actually kept trying, but couldn't fight back. So he decided to switch up a bit and use the scimitar as his normally weapon, and use his sword as his boss attack fight weapon. Steve actually had a chance to win. He was doing good. Better than ever. Steve had high hopes that he could win. Steve was filled with determination. He thought this was Undertale again. Steve is retarded, I forgot to mention that. But Steve didn't care. He knew that he could win. He had guts. He knew all work and no play would make him a dull boy. He knew he was the cream of the crop. He tried. He kept fighting back. He didn't care if he got hit. He'd get right back up and fight. And Steve defeated the Dragon Rider once and for all, and took a mighty. And actually, I didn't think he'd do that. Steve, I have respect for you. Really? No. Fuck you then. But Steve found a beautiful lady. He decided to not look threatening at all.
Are you from these parts?
Yes.
My name is Lycia.
Hi.
I have come to spread the art of miracles, a practice of which I am a disciple.
Really?
I can see that you are well suited to comprehend their wondrous power.
Yes.
But the cost of it. Why did I... Without it to a place. Sorry. No need. The gods frown upon such soul scrimpers.
Steve felt heartbroken in that moment. He decided to think about his life, realize what he was going to do. Steve still was determined to be the best there ever was. But he realized this was not Pokemon. Because there was no Pokemon.
Thank you, Kai. Let's...
Steve knew that the time was right to get out the Twin Dragon Great Shield. He didn't care that he had his he didn't care that he didn't have strength attacks to use it right. just wanted to be part of something. And he thought it was time to fight the pursuer. He knew that his heart was filled with determination and hope. He knew the Dragon Run was just an easy challenge, and the pursuer would be much difficult, much harder, much stronger. But he didn't care, because he knew he was unstoppable. He knew he had the guts and grit. So he confronted the pursuer as he dropped from the sky and glory and they realized he made a bad choice and realized he shouldn't fight. What he needed was to collect more souls. Steve had determination in his gut. He had dreams. He knew he could win if he just believed in himself. But sadly, no one believed in Steve because, well, he's Steve. Look at him. He's got a bald haircut. That's green. He's got. Look at him. Who would believe in this man? No one would believe in him. He had no shot at anything. He was a failure. But Steve would never give up. He knew he could win. Steve knew that he could defeat the pursuer if he believed hard enough. So no one believed in Steve, so he might have died. I mean, he didn't die because he got stabbed. He probably died because he just fell off the screen, off the edge, because, well, he's Steve. Steve knew that his time to shine was now. Possibly. Probably not even his time to shine, but it's time to think that he might actually win. But his hopes would be given up on. All of his dreams crushed in an instant. The pursuer saw Steve and knew who it was. The guy he almost killed. Steve actually put up a fight, but seemed to like it. Steve died. Steve was an idiot. Steve dies. Steve was actually sad that he couldn't fight back. He cried constantly, wishing he was like his brother. He wished he took up the knights. Wishing he took up like his brother and became a knight instead of a swordsman. Steve actually knew that his life was over. Steve said goodbye to everyone and did the whole thing.